quarterback props courtesy of Caesars William Hill, which dumped a bunch of them out on the market yesterday, dozens to be exact. Take a look at the top 6 quarterbacks in terms of passing yardage props. Dak Prescott at 4,750.5 comes in at second, only to Patrick Mahomes, who throws for 1.5 miles every single time he takes the field. Tom Brady at 4,600 is on there as well. Stafford now with the Los Angeles Rams. Herbert, Josh Allen from the Buffalo Bills. There you go. So those are just the top 6.
Right.
But of all the passing props that are out there for all the quarterbacks, what caught your eye?
Yeah, my favorite one to go over is second-year QB in Cincinnati, Joe Burrow. It's 4,150.5 passing yards. And Burrow has that recipe that Joe was just talking about with the Dallas Cowboys in this year's Cincinnati team. Obviously, he showed last year he was a very good quarterback as a rookie. There should be a second-year leap as he gets more comfortable, comes off that knee injury. And he might use his legs a little less coming off that knee injury, even though he was a very good athlete with his feet. Burrow last year under Zach Taylor as head coach, who, by the way, comes from the Sean McVay tree. So think tempo, think throwing to try and get your defense off kilter. Averaged 40.5 pass attempts per game. That was second by just 1/10 of a pass attempt to only Ben Roethlisberger. A rookie QB came in with the second most passing attempts per game, also threw for 270 yards per game. So to eclipse this threshold over a 17-game schedule, he would need to throw for 245 yards. Well, he already did that last year. I think there's going to be growth this year. I think that tempo is going to stay high and tight. And you add Jamar Chase, his old buddy from LSU, to Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Joe Mixon, and a defense that sooks. So all of these things put him in the pot. 4,150.5 is my favorite personal QB passing yard prop in 2021 to go over. Very bullish on the Cincinnati offense having to chuck it a lot and having some moderate efficiency.
Keep him upright.
That's the only problem.
That offensive line. Jamar Chase was a great draft pick. He had nothing against him, but you invested a lot of money in Joe Burrow, a lot of time in Joe Burrow. Don't do what the Colts did with Andrew Luck. Protect the kid. Just going to say that. You got him killed last year. I will go with Carson Wentz over 3,675.5 passing yards. Did you hear what I just said? 3,600 and change is all you need to do. So let's divide this up. Wentz only needs to throw for 216 yards per game this season. 25 quarterbacks did that last year, including former Colts quarterback Phillip Rivers, who averaged 260 passing yards per game. So you might be saying, why is this so low? Why is it so obvious? Injury concerns. Wentz is an injury concern, but remember, he's playing behind one of the league's best offensive lines this season in Indianapolis, unlike what he played behind in Philadelphia, which was one of the league's worst last year because of all the injuries. Here's what I want to break down for you. Let's assume Wentz misses some games. I'm going to give you the averages he needs to throw for in order to still make this over. This is why it's so appealing. If he misses a game due to injury, he needs to throw for 229 yards per game. 22 quarterbacks did that last year. If he misses 2 games due to injury, he has to throw for 245 yards per game. 19 quarterbacks did that last year. If he misses 3 games due to injury, 262 yards per game. 11 quarterbacks did that last year. And if you want to miss 4 games, we just need an average of 282 yards per game, which 6 quarterbacks did last year. So the bottom line is this is built in to give you a few misses. If he plays 17, we've got it no problem. If he plays 15, still isn't all that hard to get there. Prop is low, built-in flexibility due to injury. So keep that one in mind. Now,
and he's reunited with this boy where he had the most success of his career. I like that. You talked me into that one, brother.
Now if he cracks his ankle in the preseason, we're done. We're toast. It's all over.
Detailing that at the book.
So, number 2, quarterbacks and all the props that are out, but non-passing props. We have a handful of props for the runners of the group, led by Lamar Jackson, who's gone over 1,000 rushing yards in each of the last 2 years, despite playing only 15 games in each of those years. 925.5. But he plays 17 games this season. Kyler Murray in second, Jalen Hurts in third, Josh Allen from Buffalo in fourth, rounded out by Daniel Jones and the rookie Trevor Lawrence. Any overs or any unders on that list, Catcher?
Yeah, I think my favorite one is the one at the bottom, Trevor Lawrence to go over 300.5 rushing yards. If you recall, I was going under his season-long passing prop. I bought the ticket at 4,150.5. It's dropped to 4,050.5, so 100 yards have been chopped off. But part of it is because I think Lawrence is going to use his legs a little more than the market is suggesting here because Urban Meyer likes to run the ball more than I think the market is suggesting here. In his collegiate career, Lawrence rushed for 24 yards per game. He needs just 18 per game over 17 games to clear this threshold, so he has to stay healthy, of course. But athleticism was one of his most appealing traits. I look at him as kind of a floor of Andrew Luck, a ceiling of Josh Allen. I think he's somewhere in between there. So I think 350 to 400 yards, because if the reads aren't there and he's struggling with that, use his legs to pick up a first down. There will be design runs for Trevor Lawrence in Urban Meyer's offense. So with that Luck Allen type of skill set, with design runs from Urban, and I think just underestimating his athleticism with this number, I like the over.
Also, as a rookie, the game moves very fast, so you might panic a little bit and take off running. I'm going to go to Josh Allen under 500.5 rushing yards. A lot of people might think that Bills hate. It's not. It's Bills love. Allen's becoming such a good and efficient passer, he doesn't need to run as much anymore. Look at his rushing attempts per game since he came into the league. As a rookie, 7.4. As a sophomore, 6.8. Last year, 6.3. He's efficient. He's got weapons. He's a better passer. He doesn't need to run. He doesn't need to scramble. He doesn't need to panic as much as he used to. He's got the weapons around him. They're going to be winning late in games, so they're not going to have to take a whole lot of risks. This guy's gotten better from a completion percentage standpoint, yards per attempt standpoint, quarterback rating standpoint, each and every year. He's becoming a really good pocket passer. He just doesn't need to run as much anymore. So Allen under 500.5 rushing yards, not because he isn't great, because he just doesn't need to run as much, and the evidence shows it.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.